Welcome back to another video. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I've seen this on a couple channels where they'll do like Whiskey Wednesdays or Whiskey and Smoke. I believe it's Creative Precious Metals does something like that with whiskey, and I know 365 Days of Silver does. But I'm not a whiskey drinker, so I'm going to try Thirsty Thursdays with Dr. Pepper. So for me, I enjoy this Dr. Pepper Strawberries and Cream. I don't know if it's available in other states, or if, pretty sure it's not available outside of the U.S. So the end of April, 1st of May, we went on a cruise. My wife and I and a couple other friends went on a cruise to the UK out of Southampton. Went along the coast over to Guernsey, and then up and over to Ireland, and then to Scotland, and then to Wales. And then I believe there was 2 days at sea, maybe 1 day at sea, I can't remember. And then returned back to Southampton, which was fantastic. I absolutely enjoyed my time over in Europe. But one of the places we went to that I really enjoyed for you UK folk is we went to one of the castles. We went to lots of castles, and I love castles, but went to Conway Castle. That was fantastic. But the tour guide, she gave me these coasters that were from the gift shop, but she said it came from the slate that's up there in the mountains. I don't know the direction, north, south, east, or west, but we stopped at the town where they mine the slate at, and it's a cute little train station there. And anyway, it was just a lot of fun. So I'm gonna use these sweet coasters that I got to drink my Dr. Pepper. If you guys have ever had the strawberry one, but it's fantastic. It's also a cream soda version. And that is my definite vice. What I'm thinking is that on Thursdays, start talking and showing different things besides just doing unboxings, and kind of set aside a Thursday to do, talk about what's going on in the markets, in the news, just whatever that has to do with both silver, gold, precious metals, and maybe some other investment opportunities, depending on how people feel about that. I know this is more of a precious metals groups, but there are some other things that I do that are for investments that I'm not sure how everybody will like it or not if I talk about them. So we'll cross that bridge when I get to that point. But anyway, something I want to try to do every Thursdays is not ramble, first of all, but just do different things on Thursdays. Sorry, I got to leave that in for the promo, for the brand awareness there, to talk about. So hope that didn't sound bad on camera because I'm slurping. But what I wanted to show is I picked up a Sigma Pro Mini about a month or two ago, probably 2 months ago. And I wanted to do a video on it. And like I said, I think in one of my other videos, it's kind of a backup plan for me, is I don't have, at least not that I've been able to find, very good LCSs around me, and nor do I have the time to be running off to verify my coins, my rounds with them. So I figure I'm the kind of person that just, if I want something, I just go get it. I don't like to borrow things. I don't like to rent things for the most part, especially if it's within a financial realm that I can just go and get. So I bought this one. The reason why I bought this one is the full-size Pro was a little bit too big for me. It has an attachment for your large bars, but the footprint on it is quite large. And one of the selling points to this one here, see if I can zoom out just a little bit. One of the selling points to this one was that it's fairly small. And so if you ever go to a coin shop, or excuse me, go to a coin show, you can just carry the small case with you, or just put this in your pocket altogether. It creates its own Wi-Fi, so you can hook it up to your phone, iPhone or Android, or a tablet of some sort. And because this doesn't have a screen like the Pro does, so you need to use that Wi-Fi to actually be able to verify what it is that you're seeing and what the machine is reading for you. So going to slide a few things out of the way just a moment. Reset this so you guys can see the screen. So be right back. All right, welcome back. So just a couple things that I think everybody should have in their kit is a little scale so they can weigh out their different metals, and hopefully for you it shows up in the appropriate weight range of what it should be. Try to get a scale that can go down into small amounts, a couple decimal points, so you can get those fine details. So that, I think, should be one of your first lines of defense. Well, your first line of defense should be buying from a reputable dealer or person or someone you trust that is going to sell you real silver, real gold, whatever it may be. And then your next step should be to weigh it. And then ideally after that, there's a couple different options. One of the cheap items is called, I believe it's called a pocket pinger. But you can put your coin or your round, and then you just tap it, and it makes a certain sound that, if it's real silver, has a very soothing sound. And there's an app that goes with it. It has got pre-loaded sounds of what a Britannia should sound like, and an Eagle, Libertad, I'm assuming. But you just get the general idea, and it will, as you ping it, it will recognize it and see. But check it out on YouTube. Lots of people have them. Very inexpensive. I want to say they're like $30, $40. Not too bad. And then Sigma would be your ultimate. And they have 3 versions. The original Sigma, which you just drop the piece on top and it reads up from below. And then they upgraded and did the Pro versions, which is, again, the larger Pro. And it reads from the bottom, as well as you'll push down on it so that it can read from both directions. And then the Mini, just in a much smaller version. With this, like I mentioned, it creates its own Wi-Fi. You can see the green dot there. It indicates that it is synced up. With it, I believe it comes with 1 wand. But I bought all 3. So you get the small, they call it the large, they call it the regular, and then you get a bullion size. And these are basically that if the item you're testing is too large or too small to get a proper reading on there, you plug your 3.5 into the back, and then you'll hold it onto here, and then it would read. It's not hooked up, that's why it's not reading. But so if you get very large bars, like 100 gram, maybe keto for this size, or larger, they're not going to fit. So the bullion would be your biggest one. Then you can also move it around to different locations of the bar, so that maybe, this is real, but they cheated over here on these sides. So you want to make sure the whole thing is actual silver or gold or whatever it is that you're using. So I have a couple items here. we can show you how this kind of works. So this is a 1 ounce Aztec. So basically set it on there, make sure the rings are all covered. And then here, what you will check is the metals. If it's the coins, you know specifically what it is, you can click coins. But for here, it's just silver, pure. And then the weight, where your scale would come into play. And you could do 1 ounce troy. And it's going to ask you, is that the precious metal weight or is that the total weight? If you get something like this, where the total weight is completely different, but like this is, I think, 0.6 ounces of silver here in the middle, but the total weight is definitely more than that. So I maybe want to put precious metal of 0.6 and then just test that portion there. I haven't played with that too much. Normally I just do 1 ounce total weight. And then, again, like I said, just set it on there. And you're looking for it to show up in the green. And uh-oh, it went to the yellow. So what that means is, doesn't mean that it's bad. According to Sigma, it just means there's more evidence you want to look at and verify that it is correct. So this is something the instruction manual doesn't tell you. I kept thinking the machine was broken because initially I was to do the second test. I measured it here. It showed up, you know, wherever it may be, and that would let go, and then you hit dimensions, and it's asking you, is it a round or a rectangle? And as you can see, you put the coin on there. I don't know if you can see. So one edge goes on the black line, and you can see it doesn't fit. And I'm like, why doesn't this work? Then it finally dawned on me, dummy, that what you need to do is test it. And while you're testing it, dummy, push the dimensions on holding it down. See, now it's a much bigger. So now when you test it, this is your second one. It's been pre-calibrated, and I jumped ahead. I'll explain that in a second. But you want to put the coin or the round, whatever it is, right there on that outer left edge. And then your right edge needs to be on that line or within the green is your secondary backup that it is. It should be legit silver. Another one. By the way, this is legit. I bought it from Monument Metals, so if not, then I guess they got some problems there. I didn't change anything. It's still a 1 ounce round. It's still silver. So just put it on, push it down. And that one popped up right in the green. And then I would do the same thing if I wanted to check it. But what I mentioned earlier, it comes with a calibration disc. It's 38 millimeters. So what you would do is calibrate the screen. So up here, there's a little line. You push that, calibrate screen. You'll push that, and what you're doing is you are putting this into here, and all 4 corners or all 4 edges need to match up with the round here. That's how you calibrate your screen. Plus or minus, you can adjust it. So a couple more. I haven't done this before, so I'm not sure how it will show up. I don't think you can. Oh, you can. You can check copper. Guessing it's. I don't know how this is going to show up. This is brand new. Oh, there you go. It's real copper. Not that I doubted it, but what I was going to show up was here. So in case you get a coin or a round that is, you're expecting to be silver, but they just plated it, you know, and it's copper inside. See, it's starting to get really close to that far right red, which means no go. Again, we would check dimensions, round. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it is definitely over the line. It's around the line there, but it is definitely out of the green and over the line. As like I said, your secondary, that it's not correct. And the way it's determining the size is it's measuring how thick this is based upon the weight that you've identified. And it will read through capsules. So you have a Libertad here. So it will recognize and still be able to go through the capsule and read. But you can see the thickness is saying it's 2.4. And then with the capsules, the nice thing about these capsules is that you can see through it and get a general idea where it is, that it's on the line and in the green. But a couple more here. Picked up this silver. It's got some pretty good patina going on. So that one's showing in the yellow, which means to check, showing 10 millimeters. Uh-oh. See, I'm even holding it down and it went really tiny. And it definitely doesn't fit in that. Is this a bad? So now on that side, I flipped it over and it's showing far on the red. I picked up a piece of gold, my first piece. Let's see what, touch on the sides here. Change this to gold. Weight should be 1 ounce. Total weight in the middle. Well, that's not a good sign. My wife's gonna kill me. But it's a good thing that actually, yeah, see, it doesn't fit. It's a good thing that both of these two are actually not gold and they're not silver. They're challenge coins that my company makes. But I don't have any gold and I wanted to see what it would do. This one, obviously, it showed up in the yellow, which according to Sigma is not a disqualifying. It's just you need to really start examining it, finding out what's going on. But they are just regular old metal, plated silver, plated gold, plated copper, whatever it is that the customer wants. And I wanted to see how they looked, but I do not know what that is. It does look like some patina or something going on, which is really, really weird. It's only this one that does it. It definitely does not read, or it works perfectly like it's supposed to do. So it's designed to tell me that I didn't buy horrible Doge or some fake Bitcoin gold or Ethereum gold. By the way, these do sell really well for challenge coins, for collectibles that people want. So we'll do one more. And this one is American Silver Eagle. I don't know if that one had. No, it just has the, oh, it's the 96 Britannias. So we want silver pure. And this one might be a little bit harder to read because it's in this capsule with the white on it. You can kind of get an idea of, it's much easier to see when it's on the ground flat, but you guys get the idea. It definitely fits within there. This came from Money Metals in their silver starter kit. But if you're buying a lot of stuff, I know a number of people buy things from eBay. Some people may buy some stuff from Facebook Marketplace or their local classifieds, whatever it may be, and you're not quite sure, or you want to feel more confident. I mean, you could take this with you and actually do the transaction and flat out, hey, can I verify it right here and check it? Tie this up to your phone, or you're bringing an iPad with you or tablet, whatever, and do a quick metals check on it. That's why I kind of like this one. It's very portable and easy to go, easy to use. Charges in here. It's got an internal battery that charges. Didn't show the wands. Let me show you the wands real quick. It's put a lot of peace in my mind as I've bought a few things that they were actually legit. So this one, we'll do the tiny one. And as you plug it in, it still stays silver, and I don't think it matters on the weight when you do this. This is a 1/10. So that right there is a good. So I tested it here because it wasn't reading. It's supposed to say, change to that, wand in use. But it's not reading through the case, which I did not know. I don't know if that's just because it's the small one and doesn't have as much power. I can't get it out of the case. Switch to the next one. See if this will read through the case, the bigger one. So again, you don't want to, from what I understand, you don't want to put it on here and do it. You want to keep it on off the machine. Light up down here turns on, and it does say wand in use. And then it will still give you that same area that so with the wand, it's more on the yellow, where with this by itself, or testing it with the machine, it's reading from the top and from the bottom, so it's getting it all the way through, which is giving you a much better positive reading that it is silver, versus the wand is only reading one side. See if this will, like I said, the big one. Yep, so the small one was just not powerful enough to get through the capsule, but this larger size does read the American Silver Eagle. And it's roughly given that about 59 or so. 58, 59. So that one's far, far red with the wand. On this one side here. But again, The more accurate is the machine because it's, again, reading from the top. It's got a sensor here, and it's got a sensor here on the bottom that it's reading from. And then I don't know that it would matter between this one or the big bullion. I think it just depends on the size of the bar you're using and how quickly you want it to read out. But if you have a very large bar, like a big 100-ounce or bigger, you definitely use the very large one so you get more surface area. But you can just move it around, checking the different areas. And again, I got the big one on, so it's definitely reading a lot of this coin, or a lot of this bar. Let's see if we'll read through. But it gives you a nice. See, I'm way on the edge of the coin here, too far out. This one's. So I think this bullion one is a little bit too big for a 10-ouncer. When you want to get to the edges, too much of the wand is getting off. I'm just trying to stay right there on that edge, that outer edge. Anyway, that's if you've never seen a Sigma, the Mini Pro, the Pro Minis. I know a lot of people have the desktop ones. I haven't seen a lot of stackers use the Pro Mini, other than I believe it was Silver Seeker did a review of it, but I haven't seen him use it on a day-to-day basis. I usually see him use the full-size one. So, any questions on the Sigma? Any comments? Anybody else use one? Any three of the styles? Do you go to your local LCS for all your checks? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And see you guys on the next video.